Morning, I'm Justin. That's Cole. We're putting together a 5.3 LS base motor. Already disassembled it, forgot to shoot. Just going through and washing up parts and playing with 5.3 motor.
Is there anything down there in that water?
And what water? Down here?
Yeah.
I think I really emptied it the other day. You can put that stuff up underneath there. Pull them gaskets out of their coal, out of the back covers. Can you get that other one way back in there? That one will fit?
Should.
Not sure if this windows cover will come much cleaner. We already soaked it, didn't we? No?
I don't know if it's got fit in here yet.
Let's put part of it in the sludge bag.
Do this whole entire surface.
You can just scuff that up with the brush, but we'll have to hit them with razor blade. I got razor blade up there.
Well, I was gonna say, actually, our Scotch Brite, that's a mating surface that needs to be sealed, so.
Little tip for you boys and girls at home: when you're taking your rockers or taking your heads off the block, remove your rockers first. Cole had a little mishap with the impact socket running in and breaking the rail. Good job, Cole.
Yeah.
This was the nastiest motor that I think I have ever seen as far as sludge. It was in a running truck. It only had 90,000 miles on the odometer. It was running when Cole pulled the motor. He went and pulled the motor. And so we ended up taking apart the lifters, the insides of the lifters. That one's the only one not cleaned up yet, but we've got all the other ones completely clean. This one ended up staying in the sludge pan. But just pull these little clips. You gotta be careful because they got these little covers. Got these little bitty covers that go where your push rod rides. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. They're 4-piece GM lifters, and we were gonna just clean them up and reuse them. Put them in a parts washer and ran some fluid to where everything was coming out clear out of the holes, and then obviously down inside was completely cleaned out. We're basically gonna try to reuse as much as we could on this. You can see these lifters here look pretty good. One side of this motor, these are even after being in the tank, but they were pretty. It's obviously not actually corroding on it. I don't think these really rust. I don't think they're ferrous metal. Maybe they are, but everything moves real nice and easy and slick. But one side was completely crusty, like it wasn't getting any oil, and the other side looked pretty good. So I don't know if something got hung up in the pump. We took the pump completely apart. You gotta make sure your little orifices here are completely clear in the spring. I think we're gonna dimple those gears. That kind of helps it ride. It leaves itself a little oil film to ride on. I think this is out of a, what, 2000, Cole?
Yep, 2000. Chevy 1500.
Chevy 1500. Keeping the original exhaust ram horns to reuse. The cam's going bye-bye. It had a couple push rods that were basket or football at the top. I went ahead and cleaned this one up, but you can, I don't know if it'll focus there. But it's oblong. There's a couple of them that we're not getting proper lubrication and have some wear, so we're going to replace all those. Really wish we would have filmed this motor coming apart because it was grody, very bad. This is gasket kit that came with the new head studs. Part number there. I think it was like 123 bucks. It wasn't bad. I bought 2 of those. We got out back, I've got 4 other LS based motors, a 4.8, a 6 liter that's got a lot done to it, and 2 5.3s that are waiting to be done. Cylinder walls look okay after we cleaned them up. We haven't honed them, we just cleaned this block, degreased it, pressure washed it. It was in bad shape. The cam bearings look pretty unhealthy. You can feel the roughness. Got a couple little dings from the cam coming out so hard. The lifters had to be forced out. We cleaned up the lifters, cleaned up the bores for the lifters, and those are looking a lot better now. So, but we're gonna hone this block later today, get it cleaned up, get the heads cleaned up. I think they're just 862 rec port heads. Cole is gonna go with like a stage 3 cam, I believe. Do a whole kit with the push rods, valve springs. This is gonna go in, what year is that square body?
86.
86 GMC square body that we obtained with a couple other vehicles. Got them all for basically hauling them off. So we've got an S10 project, a Nova project, a Chevelle project, a GMC, a 48?
48 and 52.
48 and 52 Chevys, right?
Yep, they're the 1.5 tons, so it's got the bigger front clip on them.
So lots of projects that we will be working on here in the near future.
The 52 is getting a 12 valve Cummins, and the 48 is getting a 3208 cat.
3208 cat.
Yep.
And 12 valve Cummins. Yep. Me and Cole both work as union millwrights, so we have a regular job, but we also have some time off during the year. There's my pan from my 5.3. It was the GM. It was not the Holly. I have a Holly on my other one. So got a 93 S10 sitting out there. There's a bunch of other cars back there on this storage property that they've just been bringing in, but we got an S10 there that for pretty much a street and strip build, more drag racing than street, I would assume. This is my back garage. It's got 3 stalls with that little lean-to back there, but 74 Nova. I know the lighting's kind of bad in here. Quick performance, 9-inch rear end going in that. I got parts and stuff just gathering for these projects. I've been having some issues. I'm running the Hooker Blackheart turbo manifold for this Nova, and I am having a hell of a time finding any type of motor mount arrangement that will go underneath that Blackheart. There's my 6 liter. This is just a little 4.8 that I got that was real clean. I put it back together. It's just going to be a spare backup motor for parts or replacement. And I've got 2 5.3s sitting back here and a couple 4L60s. I think this car here is going to end up with a 4L80. I do have a VS Racing 78-75 turbo, 100-pound injectors, Brian Tooley Racing manifold. Got the big mouth from Fast. I think that's a 102 millimeter. Being a Magnum grip, Bandit shifter, Pro shifter. This back garage in the summertime. It's probably 32 degrees out here today. This back garage, I just bought this house a year ago, and you have to run power out to it. There's not been full-time power ran to it yet, so it's normally pretty tooled up, but I've got a lot of stuff in the other garage. All this stuff in the boxes are parts, exhaust. Got a lot of parts laying around that are just waiting for warmer weather or for the other garage to get finished drywalling so that we can gain some space there. Nova was running until this fall when I brought it home. It was about a 5-mile drive, maybe 10-mile drive from Cole's place. Cole and his dad Ryan have a shop out a little ways out of town. And when I was driving it here, the 305 pretty much just completely gave up. It was clapped out when I bought it. So as of now, just working out of this garage. We'll have a lot more space here soon. Still working on this house. When we bought it, we completely gutted it. So I've got some more doors going in this week. We're going back to work at the end of the month, so we will be taking a little bit of a break from projects, but get all this drywall put up, and I'll have basically another spot for at least one, if not two more cars. Have the capability of TIG welding. We have a little flux core welder there, and then the Vulcan 215, and I'm very happy with that. I've not had it very long, but the amount of time that we've used it, it's been a great little machine. Oh, good little tip. I've always been looking for a way to contain my sockets, and I think I've tried about everything. I've tried the old wire clip style. I bought these ULSAs. If you don't have the ULSA sockets, they don't fit perfectly. I mean, a lot of these are not in the right spot. It's just kind of where they fit. That was a pretty sizable, I don't know, a couple $100 investment for something that didn't work out near as well as I would have liked it to. They're good quality, but if you don't have the ULSA sockets to go with them, they're kind of worthless. I mean, they work, but if you want everything in order. So I had bought for the back garage a bunch of Harbor Freight impact sockets, metric and standard. And we had them in the holders that come with them until today and yesterday, I guess, the day before. These work okay, the stuff that it comes with, but they're extremely pain in the ass to get on and off without breaking them. And I had made a run to grab a parts cleaner and saw, and I've had these in the past too, but I've never used them for this. These are strip magnets. You got holes where you can mount them to whatever, and they're like a potted material, so they're covered up. The magnet is not really exposed. And I popped everything off, and I'm telling you right now, you can kind of, I mean, you can hold these in any direction, flip them around. They hold to these little strip magnets from Harbor Freight. They were on sale for like $3 or $4, and they are working fantastic. I've got several sets, like my smaller sets. I was able to put 2 sets together end to end, and they hold up fantastic. So far, so good. So I've got a couple extra. I'm going to go through my box and put some more in there. Ooey gooey.
Yeah, nasty.
Going at it with a wire brush, huh?
Yeah, probably a lot cleaner that way.
Scratching the piss out of it?
Well,
You're going to be painted anyway, so.
Yeah. Especially with these original covers, you definitely want to. This new one, who cares? But
You are the messiest child. When you work with children, you get children results.
we're gonna cut that.
Cole, grab me that box, the little Harbor Freight organizer under you. On the bottom shelf. And there's a socket ratchet on there, breaker bar. Alright, so if you shop Harbor Freight at all, These things are wonderful. They're cheap. You can catch them on sale for less than $9. I've made a small shelf for them to hold them so you can separate them, but this is a great way to keep track of your engine parts. A lot of these ideas come from other people. I've been watching Sloppy for years and a bunch of other guys, and I do a lot of other type of work. Whitehead nails, I mean, you name it. Concrete flags, regular legs. It was fantastic. And building, if you stack one right on top of another, obviously you gotta, if you need the bottom one, you gotta take all the top ones off. Toolboxes. US General, I think I've had this about 2 years now, and thus far, fantastic. I've learned not to overweight my drawers severely. This was probably my heaviest drawer. I don't know how much weight is in there, but it feels pretty hefty. It's been a good box. I've got one of these in the back garage. These don't have the locks. I like the locks so that the box, especially with little kids running around, you don't have to worry about the box, all the drawers coming open and tipping the box on somebody. So, like the US General box, it was a good cheap alternative. When I moved, I needed some good storage space. I had a very small garage in my last house, so it was kind of hard to work out of. Never really could get a car in there. This is just an old Vidmar. Well, this garage has been a work in progress. I normally work about 6 to 8 months out of the year, so I've only had this house for a little over a year, and it's come a long ways. We completely gutted it, moved load-bearing walls and everything else, so I don't think there's a room in this house that didn't have walls moved. I'll throw you on the stand for now because I'm sure my camera work sucks, and we'll go from there. Just kind of let it play for a while. Get us some tunes going, but we won't be able to put any of that on YouTube with any tunes, so it'll just be like a fast forward deal. While you're just cleaning parts and stuff, I'll kill it.